Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome to another episode from me, Avomance, in my Seed Reviewers and Tours series. Last time it was episode 34, and Heinrich gave us this really awesome seed. There's so much within 2,000 blocks, literally everything. The mansion is just over there. There's mesas, there's monuments, and the nether is superb because this was a 116 seed. This time we're doing another 116 seed, and it's going to be fab. I'm really looking forward to it. Let's crack on with it. As always, we are going to create this world together, and that is the world name. It is not the seed box. Remember, more world options. Pop your seed in there, otherwise you're going to get random and tears will flow. Everything else, leave it as it should be. Create new world, and I want to see where we pop up. I'm told this one could be quite interesting. It is spawner-tastic. Okay, we have spawned in facing one of the ugliest trees in the world, the birch, but there's a fair amount, lots of trees around, interesting spawn. Okay, let's get ourselves a block. Right, I know I'm in creative, but I don't block up so as I can fly. I block up so as I can remember where I started. For those people that are asking that question, that is why. Let's get ourselves some blocks. We are atop of my pole right there, and you can see we've got a good view everywhere around, a good mixture of biomes. We've got mountains over there, we've got ocean there, we've got the dark oak forest there, we've got the mixed forest here with oak and birch, we've got more mountains there, we've got a plains just over there, we've got savanna here. Really great mix. I like that very much. As you can see, we are in the snapshot 20W15A, says up there in the top corner, and when we go to the nether, we'll see what the biomes there are like. I love a good 1.6 snapshot. Let's get ourselves facing north, and we're going to have a bit of a fly. So flying out north, we're coming over that first mountainous area straight into what looks like a really significantly sized savanna with an ocean to the right hand side. There's a bit of warm ocean, so if you wanted to go and get yourself some nice tropical fishies, that is your fella. We've got a coral reef to the right hand side there. Can you see that? That's great. You can get your sea pickles, get your corals, everything you might know. And what about that for a broken savanna? That is crazy talk. This fella. Oh, I tell you, if you like the shattered savanna, this is a better one. I have to say, this is a better one. I generally I don't like these big floaty pieces of rock, but if you wanted to do something a little bit like out of off of Avatar, or perhaps you want to do something steampunky, that would work absolutely beautifully. That is a really attractive shattered savanna right there. You've got the waterfalls, you've got the floaty bits. Get rid of that rubbish bit, look there, that single column, get rid of that. But these big old bits, you could do something really awesome there with steampunk. And we've got the village here right next to it, and it's a decent sized village actually. Let's just have a quick swoop down to see whether or not we've got any decent housing around here. Savannah houses always a little bit dull, have to be honest. Not mad keen on the colours that we've got here. Haven't got, I don't think, no, haven't got any of our favourite house, the blacksmiths, unfortunately, but we do have plenty of villagers that you could relocate and use for something else if you wish, if you're into kidnapping and all that kind of malarkey. Past or to the right of that shattered savanna there, or the shattered savanna on the right hand side of us, we've got a big desert. That is a big old desert. You can see right in the middle of the screen right now little water things in the middle of the desert. They're not a lot of use to anybody, but it's a cracking looking desert, is that. Lots of sand ready for you to come and collect up your glass or make your glass from. And here we've got another village. This is another decent sized village as well. We've got a church in this one, so if you wanted to, you could use this as a raiding village and just pick them off by standing on top of the church. They'd never know that you were there. We haven't got a blacksmith in this one either, which is a bit of a shame. We've also got a swamp here that has got a very healthy amount of wet. Now, if you've watched my seed videos, you will know that I do love a wet swamp. Swamps without too much land around mean that you can make really easy slime farms, and that one is a really great example both there and over here. If I just have a bit of a mooch over to this side, you can see there's also a big lovely lot of wet there that you can make yourself a slime farm out of, dead simply. Don't see a witch hut, which is always a bit of a shame. I'll take it back. Right in the middle of the screen there, a witch hut coming along. Whereabouts are we? We are at minus 1,250-ish, minus 750-ish. Get yourself a witch hut right there. Let's keep going north because I did veer off just a little bit west in that front. Heading back up north, we've got our desert village now. So we've had 3 different biomes with different villages. We've got 3 towers. I actually specifically like these 2 towers being so close because you can build yourself just a little platform across the top and pick off the pillagers and the ravager beasts beautifully from here. Gets a little bit tricky when you get to the later stages because the vexes can get you from up here. But other than that, you should be absolutely golden. And here we've also got our desert temple, the desert pyramid that you can come pillaging and get yourself some really easy access riches there. They're perfect. Let's head a little bit further. Am I heading in the right direction? No, I'm heading west again. Let's keep going north because we're moving into more savannah. Lots of savannah, so plenty of acacia wood for you there. Actually, that would be a really nice savannah to build in. If you're into building, and I think most Minecrafters do like a good build, you've got a savannah here that's surrounded by 1, 2, 3, and 4 hills with a river running through the middle that is relatively flat in the middle of that. You've got your villages fairly close. This is a nice place to be building. You could build a very nice savannah-based base. Savannah-based base? That's terrible. A savannah-based base in this area. Coming a little bit further north, and we're going back to another shattered savannah. And I wouldn't normally stop at a second shattered savannah, but I have to say, talking of steampunk, that fella is almost lending itself already to an airship type build. Can you see it? You've got kind of this area in the middle here, very round with a bit coming up over it. That's really quite nice. You've got the bow of the ship there. You've got the second level. That's nice. You could do something really interesting with that. Then past that, more desert. You've got loads of desert in this one. It is a very sandy area and I like it. I specifically like the way that this river is running through. We've come a lot further north now and we've got a couple of wrecks over this really nice looking ocean. You can see we're now, about -3,500. So the more minus you get on the Z, the more north you are heading. I'm just going to try and come a bit further north because I can see there is another wreck just there. So that is 3 wrecks that we've been able to find there, which is fantastic. But we've got a big swamp area there, but it's quite, I know it's relatively wet actually, to be fair. You could do yourself something quite nice there. That's quite good. But I'm more interested coming this way because is that another? Yes, that's another wreck. So is that 4 or maybe 5 wrecks that we found? And I'm just, yeah, I thought I just saw a sneaky little sneakster just there. That is a mushroom infested mushroom biome. That's brilliant. I'm really happy with that. Look at that. So where are we? At -4,500. About 0. So literally straight north, 4,500 clicks, and you have got yourself a decent sized little mushroom biome here. It's thin, but it is relatively long, so you can get all of the stuff you'd want to catch up and maybe even make yourself a base in this mushroom island because you won't have any mob spawn problems. Also, actually, not that far from the mushroom island. Look, minus 140, so almost straight on the north, -1,000. So we're just kind of, where's north? Where'd I come from? I came from that way. So just a wee bit over there, in that direction over there, you've got your mushroom island. And here, you've got your guardians. That's brilliant. You can get yourself going with a nice prismarine related farm as soon as you're ready. Back at the spawn area now, we are going to head in an easterly direction. It takes us straight over this dark oak forest and into a really decent sized ocean. I can't see the other side of this ocean at the moment. I'm kind of scouring. Oh, we actually, is that? Yes, it is. Look at that, right next to spawn. We've got the little kind of ruin there, but more interestingly, we've got a mother monument right here. So you've got the one that's about 4,000 straight north, and this one is, well, it's only 700 to the east. So the higher the X number, the further east you have gone, almost in a direct straight line. We have come to an ocean monument right there. So you don't even need that one 4,000 blocks away, in case you, unless of course you go and make your base in that direction. You've got one right here. That's brilliant. Oh my goodness, east is really, really wet. Now gone 1,500 blocks, and we're only just coming to the first sight of land from the first point at which we crossed the beach back right by spawn, and even that is only kind of just to the right in a straight line. You're still going over loads and loads of water. Really wet. Okay, well, if you want to do an underwater base, maybe east is your direction. So far, not my favourite direction, to be honest with you, because where are we? Nearly 2,000 blocks, and then we get to our next little bit of interest, which is the land here. We've got ourselves a birch forest, that moves itself into, is that a flower forest? Ah, right, okay, so now we've got some of these quite interesting. We've got a flower forest about 2,500 blocks out to the east. So if you want to come and get yourself loads of dyes, if you want to be a flower person, if you want to be a bee person, this is definitely the place to come. It's actually a really nice flower forest too. You've got some interesting cove areas. You've got a nice kind of watery area there, shielded by the mountains, and you've got coral to the right hand side too. Actually, I'll tell you about, this is a nice area. East is good if you come a couple of thousand blocks first. It's a little bit dull before that. Perhaps you could put your base into this little plains biome here with some really nice coves, etc., right next to the flower forest that has a trimming of different types of wood, including another tiger biome right at the back of it. I can't see any villages, but I've not gone very far across. Oh, there you go. There's your village there as well. This could be a nice place to build a base. Time to head south across these misty mountains right here. We've got the ocean to the left-hand side going over what is a fairly significantly sized forest here with a tiny little mountains biome to the left. So you could get some mining done there. You can get plenty of resources out of those mountains. But really, it's the wood that really gets you going here. And it moves into another dark oak forest. So if you want your dark oak, that's great. You've got your mushroom there also. And a village that is kind of shooting itself. It's a plains village because it's right on the edge of the plains here, but the village is shooting itself into this dark oak forest, which always makes them just that little bit more mysterious. And it is spanning a ravine. You can see it's not a very deep ravine, but you could definitely ascend there fairly quickly to be able to get yourself some extra fast resources. Let's head ourselves in that southerly direction. South is all about the wood. There is wood, there is wood, there is wood, and there is more wood. If this is where you come, it south is where you come to farm all of your wood. You've got dark oak, you've got normal oak, you've got your spruce, and I have already gone past another tiger biome as well. And there is obviously the odd spruce tree along the edge of these mountains too. So it is all about the wood until you get to very nearly 2,000 blocks in the southerly direction. So east was all wet, south was all wood, but what we do have is another flower forest. Again, it is about 2,000 blocks to the south. You've got a flower forest edged off there by this really nice, decent looking tiger biome. You've got the great looking mountains here, nice and regular, these mountains, so you could maybe make them a building feature if you didn't want to build on them. But what you've also got here is this cracking looking plains. Around about 2,000, you've got some features there that you could use in this plains to be able to make something really interesting. You've got your joint lava and waterfall there. It's kind of joining itself up. You can see where the lava and the water are meeting. You're creating more stone, and we've got this continues all the way around here with some interesting looking water features here. Just 1, 2, 3 block deep water, which is always nice to be able to build around. That creates a number of little islands, which I quite like. And just on the other side, we're still heading south? Yes, we are. The plains biome continues on the left-hand side of us, as does that really big tiger biome. But guess what? We're heading south, so it's more wood. And now we've got the acacia wood joining in as well. It didn't want to be left out. Now, I was going to head back to spawn, but then I had to stop myself as I got to, where are we? As I got to about 3,000 blocks. Okay, we're 800 blocks off on the straight line, but about 3,000 blocks on the south. Because we've got this really interesting biome mixture. We've got kind of the birch forest just across this really thin bit of desert there. A really nice river breaking that up and coming around all the way around up here. Tiny little bit of woodland on a hill in the middle. We've got savanna to the left. We've got desert to the right. We've got a really nice looking village here. Okay, it's not so nice that it's got what we're after. It's not got a blacksmith's there, but what it does have is villagers, and villagers are useful for relocation. And also, if you look over there, you can see the beginnings of ocean. And I always do like to build close-ish to the ocean, at least, so you can go and access some of the stuff that it's got near and around the ocean. That, my friends, is probably the best site that I've seen so far for a Minecraft base builder that likes to build something that looks really nice. So again, we are about 3,000 to 3,500 blocks to the south. We have done north, we have done east, and we have done south, but we have not done west. What has this direction got in store for us? We've got the mountains on the right hand side there, that wood that continues on for 2,000 blocks down towards the south on the left hand side, but we've got what is actually an interesting looking plains biome, and we've barely come any distance. We've only come a couple of hundred blocks, so this could be a fairly interesting place to build your first base. Maybe if you wanted to build something close to where you spawn in, you've got your mountains, you've got all the wood you can need, you've got different wood over there with the tiger biome, and you've got loads of open space, and it's relatively flat. That's quite a nice idea. I'm going in the westerly direction, aren't I? Now, just a little bit further out, we are, about 1,500 blocks out to the west. We've got this really interesting little area here as well. We've got the woods coming up and around here. We've got oak and birch in those. We've got a dark oak forest coming across here. We've got the oak in the swamp, plus a lot of wetness in these swamps, so that's definitely lending itself to some slimes. We've got a ravine right there. It's not too big, but it's big enough to be able to get yourself down. And we've got an ocean right there. All of it next door to this really nice looking split plains area. And this is split by this river that meanders through all the way around, making some really interesting shapes as it goes out to the ocean. This plains has got a real possibility for a very interesting looking base. You could make a town that maybe fords this river across. You could do a double level town, a little bit I don't know, just a nice high level on the left hand side near the ocean, perhaps a lower level down here, maybe where the less affluent people, the people with less money would live because they're not so close to the water. That's got potential, and also it's on a sunflower paints, so you could dye everything yellow. I have come out to, we're minus 1,200 to minus 1,000. Okay, so not straight, but it's still a relatively easy run from the spawn area. You've got a desert over there with a double towered village. You can see it just over there. You've got this gorgeous dark oak forest. You've got this swamp, which is actually the other side of the swamp that we were just at. You've got the ocean right there with a shipwreck. You've got savannah, and you've got this nice plains area. And what you've also got, I'm in spectator. If I'm just a little peek under the ground here, what have we got? Oh, look at that. We've got a funny shaped square and stuff with books and things. That's a very interesting find. So I have loaded up Chunk Base with the seed here. For some reason, Mine Atlas just wasn't want to play for me today. So we didn't find any Badlands, we didn't find any jungle, and we didn't find any ice spikes. So it's good to be able to find them on something like this. We've gone out to 3,500 in the north-south and 5,500 in the east-west, which is the maximum you can do on Chunk Base. And you can see here we've got the Badlands directly towards the east, straight line, and you're going to hit a Badlands. Also, you've got the southeast, another what looks like a very big Badlands opportunity right there as well. Up in the top right, you've got this huge snowy tundra here with two lots of ice spikes there and there. And if you come along this side, there is also another ice spikes in this direction too. So those biomes are available. Jungle right here, just above the Badlands, bordering on the jungle. So if you wanted to come along here, perhaps these plains surrounded by these deserts, you could have your Badlands biome here, your jungle biome here, you've got your mountains and everything, and the forest. That could be perhaps a nice place to start your base. I did a quick /locate just to see where the nearest points of interest would be. Now, when I did my poll on Twitter a little while ago, people said that they weren't that bothered by the closeness of some of these points of interest, but I know some people do like them. So the nearest igloo, nearly 5,000 blocks away, so quite a trot. The nearest jungle pyramid is nearly 7,500 blocks away, so that's a really long way. It doesn't mean that the jungle's that far, and we will check that in a moment, but it is a decent distance from where we are. Mansion is less than 10,000 blocks, so as mansions go, that is about average. The monument is the one that we found just over in the way, that's 900 blocks away. The nearest pillager outpost is actually a really long way away, 2,500 blocks nearly. I'm quite surprised by that, but it means that the villages close by don't get too much aggravation. The nearest stronghold is exactly the one that we found, I think, just along the way. Actually, no, it is not. That is closer than the one that we were just at, because that was at minus 1,000 something. So that's an even closer stronghold. Two relatively close strongholds together there. And the nearest swamp hut, only 1,500 blocks, so you could get yourself a witch hut there. I've got my night vision on, and I'm in spectator, which is why I love Java. You can roam around in spectator, and I'm going to have a good shifty around under the ground in 3, 2, 1... And that was well timed, wasn't it? I'm quite impressed with myself. And we've got a number of things here. We've got ravinage there. We've got ravines behind there. We've got two decent sized ravines there, actually. But we do have our mine shaft right on top of us, or right underneath us. Anyway, with a spider spawner there, which is brilliant. We've got a spider spawner there and another spider spawner there. So there's 3 spider spawners. It's not a triple spawner. They're not close enough. But you could definitely get yourself some spider goodness right there. However, I have heard... Oh, look, spider spawner in the background there. I have heard that there is some much better spawnage going on. And that is this. No less than 1, 2, 3, 4 spawners. This is a spider spawner. That's a spider spawner. That is a zombie spawner. And that is a cave spider spawner. Obviously, you've also got another spawner in the background right there too. This is a quad spawner. You could absolutely get all 4 of these rolling at exactly the same time with the AFK spot right in the middle. That is brilliant and is a really rare find. Time for us to go interdimensional. It looks like our little sheep mates are looking to come too. So I'm just going to turn myself around and get myself through this portal and see what we can't find. Now with this bit, oh my goodness, with this blooming heck, right, with this being 116, I was going to say this has got all of the new biomes in it, and we've come into a soul sand. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. It's like a hot air balloon display. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ghasts literally there waiting for us as we come through. Please do be careful. This is not ghast safe. It is, however, lava safe, as any of the soul sand plains really tend to be. You don't get lava smacking you about underneath, so that's quite good. But you've got also loads of fossils. It's an interesting biome, is this soul sand. It is an interesting one because you get all of your fossils, which is great. You can go mob hunting to get loads of things like skellies here, which is really, really good. Obviously, you get all your soul sand, but it is dangerous as all hell because the ghasts spawn like wildfire, literally. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to see what's nearby. Now, a quick triple locate biome command, which you can now do in 1.16, obviously shows us that the new biome, the Basalt Delta, is only 181 blocks away. The Crimson Forest is only 150 blocks away, and the Warped Forest is only 144 blocks away. So they're all really, really close, which is great for when you come in. Watch out, these ghasts are mental. Let's go and have a look at all of them. So here is the Basalt Delta, which actually comes into the Warped Forest right over there, which is fantastic. And this is the new stuff that only came in this snapshot, which is the Blackstone. Blackstone, absolutely gorgeous new block, and there is so much I'm going to be doing with Blackstone in the future. Oh my goodness, that's going to be fantastic. But there's your Basalt Delta. It's a really interesting looking biome, is the Basalt Delta. You've obviously got your Warped Forest right here, really, really close by. And the pink hue in the background is always really weird, isn't it? Goodness me, as you go into that soul sand. But nice, decent sized, twisted Warped Forest here, which is lovely. But what about the Crimson Forest? Because maybe you want to go a bartering. And it's literally just the other side of the soul sand plains here, this Crimson Forest. And it is a really small one. Look at the size of this. It's a tiny little fella, kind of locked in by all of this soul sand, which is brilliant, because that means when it brings these piglins in, obviously you've got the hoggling problem as well, but when it brings these piglins in, they're going to be relatively close by. So in terms of the actual bartering, it shouldn't be too hard for you to be able to find yourself someone to barter with. However, obviously, make sure you're wearing some gold armor, otherwise they take offense of your presence. And obviously the last thing we're looking for in the Nether is this fortress. Now this fortress comes along to us at -139, -98. Well, that's where I am at the moment, right again on the edge of all the soul sand. And we've got what's actually a really interesting shaped fortress. We've got ourselves a blaze spawner right there. We've got relatively open channels. It's over ground as opposed to over lava, so it's not perfect to be able to get yourself a decent farm out of it for your wither skellies, because you're going to find stuff all spawn in on the ground. But all in all, it's not too bad. However, where's the fungus? Don't panic, it is literally right there. I like this seed, actually. I like it very much. There's some great biome diversity. Some of the structures that maybe you're looking to make farms out of are a little bit far away, but not so far that you can't deal with them. And the Nether is brilliant. All of those different biomes, literally within a couple of 100 blocks of you, including the fortress as well. I really like the Nether side of this one. This got some great building opportunities. So I'm going to say thank you very much. Oh, don't forget the spawners. Oh my goodness, it's magic, those spawners. We're going to say thank you to Quicksilver88. Quicksilver88, thank you very much for sharing this with us. I'm hoping loads of people get a lot of joy from using this seed. If you have got a really great seed, whether it is Bedrock, whether it is Java, I will do both of them. Let me know and send an email to avomanceminecraft avomance@gmail.com. That is avomance@gmail.com. Let me know why the thing is so good. Maybe give me some coordinates. Maybe give me a little bit of a narrative. Let me know what is so good about it. I've got hundreds of these things that have been sent to me. Make yours stand out, and who knows, maybe you'll be in a future seed video. If you have enjoyed this video, please do remember to slap that like button. It'd be great to know you're enjoying it, and I will keep on making them. Also, if you've not done it already, please do hit that subscribe button. It'd be great to see you in my sub club, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.